Welcome in. It is day 17, and you are talking with the Meeples Champion. We've been going over a lot of different games, but primarily these games have been either for a core gamer, casual, or they've been more of a light game, like games that you can play with your family, your friends, or you can play with other core gamers as an in-between game. Today, I want to jump into a core gamer-specific game. It's heavier. It's not something you get to the table with your friends or your family. This is going to be a hard get-to-the-table game, something you pull out only once or twice a year, most likely. Today, I'm talking about Brass Birmingham. This is a heavy box, and this is not a cheap game. I got this, thankfully, as a present for my birthday. It was $70 for this game. It's one of the most expensive games in my collection. It was bought off of Amazon, which is great. We can almost always find our games on Amazon these days. However, you're not going to find this in a Target. You're not going to find this at a Barnes & Noble. And even in a regular board game store, it's not going to be found at more than maybe 2 out of 5. It's a rare find in person. But online, you can always find it. So the question is this worth your time? I like the game. It's not bad. It's definitely a pretty bland box when you're talking about the art. Now, that's not to say that it's bad art. It is fantastic. It's very nice art. It's not overly colorful. You're not dealing with lots of different stylistics of characters and mixes. This is very old school looking. I mean, you look at the board, you have two-sided. You can play on the light side, you can play on the dark side. Both of them are pretty bland. It's nothing to get excited about. I don't see this board and get eyes bulging like, oh my God, look at that art. It's great art. No complaint about the art. It's just not that normal, brings you into it type of art. And the playing, it's a little bit tough. I won't lie. I have played this game on 3 occasions. All 3 occasions have been exhausting. It's a fun run, but there's a lot of rules to follow. There's a lot of order to be going from step A to step B to step C. We've gotten to the halfway point. Okay, now this has changed, and now that has come in. The pieces are great. Again, these are good quality. No complaint about quality. Quality is top-notch in this game. It's good cardboard. It's good cards. It's nice little pieces that you're going to be dropping on the board. Your boards themselves, fantastic. But the game takes a long time. I played 2-player my first game. It took us nearly 3 hours. I played 3-player my next game. It still took us 3 hours. I played with the same 3 people again on a third game. 3 hours. It is a long game. It doesn't seem like you can just play this casually and get better. You'd have to be playing it a bunch. You'd have to really say, okay, we're going to play this game for game night for the next month. And hopefully by the 4th week, you're going to have, in your 4th play, gotten that down to 2 hours. But do you really want to commit to 4 game nights in a row over a month span of doing the same game that's that long? It's, to me, not something that should be added to most collections. I think this is a rare own. I have no issue with the game, and I think you should give it a try. It's definitely a heavy game. On a 1 to 5 scale, I'd rank this a 5. It is one of the hardest games, and maybe it's because that theme doesn't suck me in. It's a nice theme. We're talking pre-industrial theme, but it's fine. I don't have an issue, and I think some people will jump at it. I love train games. It's just, this didn't feel like a train game to me. This felt like a resources/worker placement game. And it just felt like it was monotonous. And it felt like you're trying to do something and somebody else puts something down and you're like, okay, what do I do now? Nothing to complain anywhere in general. The game works great. The game is fun. And I think if you have people who all know the game, maybe there's a totally different opinion on this. But for me, knowing what I've dealt with on 3 occasions, not saying I don't want it in my collection, I definitely do. But I would not add it today if I didn't own it, knowing what I know now. I wouldn't get rid of it either. I want to keep this in collection. I want to give it another try. I want to give it a few more tries. I want to see if this game can become as good as it's supposed to be. because I think that we've heard enough reviews through the years that have said that this is a great model. I never played the original Brass, so I've only ever played Brass Birmingham, so I can't compare those two. But I just look at this and I say, okay, on your levels of gamers, is a casual gamer going to want it? No. Is a gamer who, you know, can dabble in that higher stuff going to want it, but they don't do it all the time? No. Is a heavy gamer going to want it? Maybe, but even then, 50-50. I think this is a game that you want to make sure everybody in your group wants to play it. You want to make sure everybody in your group is able to handle that style of game. And if you hit those, if I were the group, I would say, hey, how many of us want to play? Let's all drop an equal amount of money down on this. Let's give it a shot. And if it doesn't work, if we don't like the game, let's just sell it off and see how much money we can each get back. Don't commit $70 for one player to find out that you have a game that you can't play. It's just not worth it to me. Well, that's my personal opinion. Hopefully you guys agree. This has been the Meeples Champion. Hope you guys like, subscribe, share the video with your friends, and I'll talk to you tomorrow on day 18.